This is the Rock of Gibraltar. It is a small British territory located on the southernmost tip of Spain. It is only 2.6 square miles, making it the 9th smallest territory in the world. It is also the 5th most densely populated, with a population of just under 30,000 people living on the rock. I am one of those people. Gibraltar is my home. I was born there and have lived there for the majority of my life. It's a very unique and amazing place to grow up, with a variety of cultures, glorious weather most of the year, and simply breathtaking views. One of the most curious and distinct points about Gibraltar that always gains people's interest is that I share my home with the only wild primates left in Europe. These are the Barbary macaques. They are more commonly known as Barbary apes, although they are in fact tailless monkeys. They are only found over the straits in North Africa and here on the rock. These animals are categorised as an endangered species, as their numbers in Africa have diminished significantly over the years, whereas here they are thriving, with close to 300 of them spread across 5 different packs. They are actually reproducing at such a rate here that recently about 30 of the most troublesome were relocated to a safari park in Scotland in an attempt to keep the population under control. Growing up here, I have always seen the monkeys as a bit of a nuisance. They live in various places in the Upper Rock Nature Reserve, but on occasion would come down into the town and go through the bins in search of food. Although here they may seem peaceful, they would cause chaos in the town, often damaging cars and other property. I have, however, always been intrigued by the monkeys, as although they are wild animals, they can show such human traits and behaviours. I have found out a lot about these characteristics and was shocked to see just how human they can act at times. These animals are extremely social creatures, with grooming forming the backbone of the relationships within their society. Grooming increases and strengthens the bond the animals share with each other, and contrary to popular belief, is actually the males rather than the females who are the main participants in this behaviour. This is how the males gain each other's trust, with monkeys that groom each other being a lot more likely to help one another if a fight was to occur. Another reason for this behaviour is that it lowers the stress levels of the monkeys who are doing the grooming. It is also thought that the more monkeys each one grooms, the lower the stress levels will be overall. This is why it's such a common sight to see them grooming each other. Barbary macaques are also fairly unique when it comes to their mating habits. The females in the social group will actively seek out and mate with most of the males. This is because it increases their chances of becoming pregnant. However, this leaves the males uncertain of their paternity, so they will often collectively care for all of the infants within the group. This is unusual, as in other species care will mainly come from the mothers, but here all of the monkeys in the group will help out, with males sometimes carrying the young for hours at a time. This makes these social groups feel like one big family. The juvenile and infant monkeys within these families are something that really interests me. Apart from the fact they are extremely adorable, they're a lot of fun to watch as they play and interact with their environment. They can act very similar to human toddlers, as they curiously explore the world around them, and sometimes have trouble with their balance. As adorable as a young may be, these animals are still wild, and as there are up to 75 monkeys in each of the 5 different packs around the rock, there can often be conflicts, either between the old and the young or between packs competing for space. I arrived just after one of these fights had happened. It resulted in a small infant monkey becoming injured and bleeding. The mother carried the baby, moving it to a safer place. Once the others had left, the mother tended to its young's wounds. Some of the other members of the pack stayed close to help and provide protection, showing these monkeys have a strong bond with their family and they're there to help one another in times of need. These macaques are able to fend for themselves in the wild, but with the towns so near and the constant temptation of human food on their doorstep, the government Gibraltar has a department called the Gibraltar Ornithological and Natural History Society. They help keep check on the monkeys and look after them. They routinely catch the monkeys in order to make sure they are healthy and have an estimate on the population. They also give them fresh fruit, vegetables and seeds each day in particular areas. This encourages the monkeys to stay up the rock in their packs and away from the town. These monkeys have been around a lot longer than the temptation of the modern town has, though. There are many myths surrounding how the monkeys got to be on the rock in the first place. Some talk of them being left over after the Ice Age, others of a subterranean passage linking Gibraltar to Africa. The most likely story, however, is that sailors brought the monkeys back to the rock after returning from voyages to Africa. The truth is, no one really knows how they got here, but there is a legend that says, as long as there are monkeys on the Rock of Gibraltar, we will remain British. And as being British is something that's very important to us Gibraltarians, this means that the monkeys are extremely important too. After spending so much time with them, I have really grown to appreciate the monkeys a lot more than I used to. Although I do not live here anymore, Gibraltar will always be my home, and the monkeys an amazing part of it.